Hi, everyone. Hi. So today is Release Our Inner Critic Day. So I'm standing here in my mirror and I want to just congratulate every one of you who have been joining me on these daily exercises. And I want to congratulate you for making better friendship with yourself. I'd love for you guys to look at your mirror right now and say, "Hey, best friend, how you doing? Hey, honey, love you." Make friends with that person. Make friends with that person. Congratulate yourself. Here's the thing, you guys. Many of us have had an inner critic going on for so long that even our attempt to speak into the mirror is painful. Because our inner critic takes over, and even though we're telling ourselves the truth, we get in a wrestling match with ourselves, do we not? Right? Isn't that what happens? We're getting a wrestling match. Yeah, right, that's not true. Or because we've heard something as children, that has become the constant. And so when we try to overcome the recording, we somehow don't believe what we're saying, right? Yeah. So a lot of the times we haven't realized how much of a complaining spirit or an inner spirit or an inner critic we have. You know, I could start with myself. Oh my God, my hair's too curly. Wish my cheeks weren't so big. Wish my nose was smaller. Whatever. I could go on and on and on and on. Thunder thighs, freaking thunder thighs. You know how long I used to hate my thunder thighs? I really did. Guess what? Men love thick thighs. Yeah, I know that. I thought they were a problem. So, does that mean that I'm my only enemy? Yeah. And so I have to befriend this reflection. I have to befriend this inner critic, and I have to become aware of what it is that I'm saying to myself. Really become hypervigilant and realize that what I'm saying is not true. That's the kicker here, you guys. If we're sitting here criticizing ourselves left and right, guess what we're doing unconsciously? Every person that appears to you, we will criticize as well. And guess what? We're not doing it to them. We're doing it to ourselves. Quite literally, there is only you and your exact coordinate of space-time eternity. There's only you and your thoughts. Therefore, every person appearing not to be you in the reflection is literally displaying your thoughts for you. So when we take a moment to criticize ourselves, we're criticizing the reflection. The reflection will then in turn mirror back what we are. We have to become aware of that. We have to become really aware of that. And we need to befriend this reflection. We need to look at ourselves in the mirror and really truly mean the opposite of what we've been telling ourselves. For example, I love my hair. Messy and all, I freaking love it. When I want it to be straight, it stays straight. When I just want to hop out of the shower and get out, I don't have to do anything. It's there. Throw on a little conditioner. Freaking love my hair. My thunder thighs got over that quick. When I realized, here's what's funny. John helped me realize this. He had a thing for some girl in the office a long time ago, and she had these incredible legs, and they were thick. And I could tell he thought she was hot because I could read his mind. And so I could see that he was looking at her thighs like, those are nice. And so maybe I needed to look at this other reflection just to be like, oh, wow, I was the one that was wrong. I was the one that was criticizing myself. My thighs are fucking rock. My legs are beautiful. They're sexy as hell. And when I wear I wear them, I'll wear what do you call that? The slits? Yeah, I'll show them off. I'm okay with that. Did I used to criticize myself? Sure did. Sure did. I didn't like my round face. I wish I had one of those like super thin faces that could, have any type of haircut, any type of thing. Yeah, Got over that too. Freaking love my dimples now. I'm not allowed to criticize myself anymore because I was doing myself some real serious harm. And you know what that results in, you guys? The need to self-abuse. We pick up drugs, we pick up alcohol, we pick up food, we pick up shopping. We do anything in the world we can to fill the void we created with our own voice. And guess what? Nothing fills the void. You guys have no idea how much I used to shop in an attempt to fill the void. I'm dead serious. Didn't work. At the end of the day, I gave away all that stuff. Doesn't work. When I was hurting because my son had passed away, the only thing I would do is drink soda and smoke cigarettes. I became skeletal. Self-abuse. There's nothing wrong with drinking. There's nothing wrong. Our body is imaginary. But when it becomes a self-abuse, that is a totally different thing. And so what I really want you guys to think about right now is today's affirmation. I love you. I love what you're doing. I fully, totally accept you as you are. You are doing your best, and I'm so proud of you for doing your best. You are amazing. You're radiating joy to everyone in the world, and everyone in the world is catching your vibe. Mean this, you guys. Say it to yourselves. Love, love, love yourself hard, so that what results outside of you will love you in the exact same way. I often talk about the Adam and Eve template, and I'm not talking about a physical man and a physical woman. I'm talking about the masculine and feminine energy in you that outputs in pictures. And when it is perfectly balanced, you get to experience your love manifested as another human being. Your reflection. And that human being mirrors you to a T and will be your prize, your promise, regardless of what the body is, because I want to make sure and say that. When I say Adam and Eve, I'm not talking about physical beings. I'm talking about the energy being in perfect balance. And I'm telling you, it is outpictured. In fact, a lot of the ladies in the group are suddenly experiencing all the men going nuts and berserk over them, right? They're coming out of the woodworks from everywhere. That's because we are activating what has always been true of ourselves, and we're no longer fooled by the illusion. So I don't care how many different ways you have to tell that mirror that you accept her or you accept him, do it. Many of us have not understood how long we've been beating ourselves up. And when that is outpictured, I'm telling you, it is a very difficult life because the people outside will mirror back those ugly things that are just not true of you. It's impossible when you are the source of your eternity to be anything less than beautiful and perfect and perfectly made in the image that is God in you. So why would we lie to ourselves? Makes no sense. Now, our journaling exercise today is we're going to become hyper aware of our inner critic. So what I'd like for you guys to do for your journal exercise is to write down 5 things, at least 5 things, in which you have criticized yourself. Make note of it. This is our temporary piece of paper. Remember, we usually use 2. This is our temporary piece of paper. I'd like for you guys to write this down and make note of 5 things that you've criticized about yourself. Me, for example, used to be my hair, my thighs, my cheeks, whatever. It doesn't even have to be something physical. It can be a state of being where we don't feel as if we're enough, or we don't feel as if we're worthy. This inner critic that talks to us I want you to make note of that. At least 5 things. Because we all have at least something that we don't believe is worthy. All right. And as we make note of these 5 things, I want you to really, really, really pay attention now. I want you guys to think about, when did this behavior begin? How long, and if you can't think of the exact date, how long have you been criticizing yourself? Try and guesstimate. And then I want you guys to think about this. How has this served you? Because the only thing that it does is your body is listening, you guys. Your body then creates illness. And then that illness, you can't get rid of it. Why? Because you've been beating yourself up for so long that your body has no choice but to break down and listen to your word. The only reason anyone is ever sick in this world, anyone is ever anything less than the perfection of God, is because our word has been dominant, and our word no longer belongs when it is criticizing, because what we're literally doing is criticizing God in us. And God has no choice but to listen to you. And that's sad, you guys. That's sad. If you somehow said you weren't worthy, you just said God wasn't worthy. If you just said, oh, she's not pretty enough, you just said God wasn't pretty enough. If you just said, that being right there, isn't worthy of love, you know how ridiculous that statement is? Truly, truly, truly think about that. So as we've been made aware of that, I want you guys to think about that. Really, truly think about how long you've been beating yourself up. I am quite aware that we all do it. And we're stopping this behavior now. So this particular page in which you wrote these things and you've made note of these things, we're going to burn that sucker. We're going to burn it. It's not true anymore. We're letting it go. And in the next page, I want you to make a new list and write the exact opposite of the things that you've criticized yourself of. Carry that paper around with you. Start using these things. Start carrying it around and realizing the truth and not the illusion. Remember, you guys, on earth, in this illusion, you always get to be right. So, if you want to criticize yourself, be my guest, but think about how it outpictures below. Think about how it turns into illness. Think about how it turns into depression. Think about how it ruins your relationships. When that burden that nobody wants gets in between you and your reflection, think about that. It is not serving you. And you can stand there with pride and say, but I criticize myself all the time. Okay. That's not going to help you though. At all. What we're trying to do is eliminate the monster that we've created within, that inner voice that talks all this nonsense to you all the time. We're trying to love and respect. We're trying to foster the love and respect for ourselves that will be outpictured below. We're trying to foster the unconditional love that is the only truth of our existence. That's what this is about today. Today, yes, we meet our inner critic and we say, hey girl, what's up? Hey man. You've been talking a lot of crap for a long time, but you can't do that anymore. We're going to be friends now. I'm going to embrace all the unwanted aspects of myself, and I'm going to forgive these things because that illusion isn't real anymore. It's not. It never has been. Might as well serve your universe within and serve yourself at the same time by being kind, by releasing this inner critic. And yes, some of us inherit our inner critic from childhood. I understand that. However, you are not there anymore. We've got to come to the present moment now, you guys, and release those things, because the result is everyone turns on and starts seeing you as you are. And we heal ourselves. And we stop wanting to drink. And we stop wanting to do drugs. And we stop wanting to self-sabotage. And we stop putting crap in our mouth because it doesn't taste good anymore. And we want to take care of the temple that is God inside of us. It becomes an automatic thing. We don't need to shop. We don't have any addictions. Why? Because the addictions are no longer helping. So all of a sudden, the desire to drink, well, you could drink socially. But it's not the desire to drink because you have a void, because you're sad, because you need to drink, because, oh my God, it's going to make me feel better. It doesn't. You can numb yourselves all you want. And at the end of the day, when the numbing wears off, the problem is still there, because the problem has been the inner critic. We're letting that go, you guys. So I will write out our journaling assignment today, and I will be posting this shortly. But I wanted to thank you guys again. And remember, this is a journey. This is a journey we mean with every fiber of our being. I believe in you all just as much as I believe in myself. And I know that you have the ability to heal. You have the ability to release all addictions. You have the ability to know that you are enough. And when you know that you are enough, nothing is lacking. You desire nothing. The divine selection appears just as you are and loves you perfectly. You don't worry about money because guess what? You're the entire universe and you know it. All fear goes bye-bye. And see, what we have forgotten is our body filters everything through our emotional body. So if we're living in fear, we are living in survival mode, and therefore we are not living to the best of our potential. We are seeing the false evidence that appears real. And as we rise in vibration from peace on upwards, what we see is totally different from what has been. But we got to release that devil, you guys. We can't be attached to it. We must die to the old self and give birth to the new self without fear and live there. So again, I love you. I fully appreciate you. I know you are doing your absolute best for everyone. And it is beautiful because everyone is joining in with you and feeling the same exact thing. And this just confirms how worthy we are of the love that we have always been. Speak life, you guys. Speak life. It makes a difference. Let it go. I know that we all have an inner critic. Befriend that sucker. Because that's the only way we're going to heal. Like I said, I keep this short. I see you guys soon. I love you so much.